By now we have a clear understanding of the structure of Salesforce app, and we understand that in the backend ultimately there are tables and fields, right? And we have also seen how do we enter the data into the Salesforce. So we usually have been entering the data manually so far, right? Just give me a moment. Let me log in and show you the screen as well. Okay. So to enter the data, usually what are we doing? So what have we been doing so far is we just go to the tab and then we click on new record and then we enter a record. Click on the new button and then we enter the record. Right? That's how we deal with it. But that's not the case always. This is okay if you just have one record to be entered. You can easily use this. But you cannot use this always. Right? Just think of a scenario where you have 1000 records to be entered. Let's say you purchased a list uh, from a vendor and you got a list of accounts. You got a 1000 accounts uh, in an Excel spreadsheet. Then obviously we are not going to enter that manually one by one because it's going to consume a lot of time. If you start entering the records one by one, it's going to take a lot of time. Secondly, there's a high possibility of you making errors when you are entering the data manually at such a huge amount. So there is a possibility of you making errors in some records, you or whoever is entering the data, right? So for that reason, we have an option of doing bulk uploads. So basically what we are going to discuss here is the bulk data operations. So how do we process multiple records in bulk? Okay, so if I have to insert a record into the system, we know one process of inserting, which is through the user interface. Just go to the tab, click on new and create a record. That's absolutely fine. We know this. But how do I insert multiple records, more than one? The same way, we know that we have the option of uh, updating records. If you just want to go and edit one record, let's say you just want to go to this particular record and you want to make some changes here. Let's say you just want to go ahead and edit the website. That's fine. If it's just one single record, doing it from here is absolutely fine. But what if I have to update all the records in the system, or let's say at least 5,000 records? Then you will take the help of a bulk operation, right? So what all bulk operation are we talking about? We are talking about insert, we are talking about update, we are talking about delete, okay, and we are also talking about export and upsert. So these are the 5 operations that we are going to talk about. Insert basically means creating records into the system. So we'll see how we can create multiple records into the system. We'll see how we can update multiple records in the system. We'll see how we can delete multiple records at once. We'll see how we can export the data. Exporting would mean taking the data out of Salesforce and taking it into an Excel spreadsheet kind of a thing. Upsert is something which we will discuss a little later. So once we come into this, then I'm going to talk about it. So we'll start with the insert thing. So before you can perform these bulk data operations, you need a tool which is called a data loader. So for doing these operations, we need a tool which is called data loader. It's a software and it needs to be data loader. This is software that needs to be installed. Okay. So data loader is a software which needs to be installed on your system. How will you install it? It's pretty simple. You will find the exe file under setup. Go to data management and then go to data loader. Alright, so this is where you can download the exe file and then the way you install any other software on your computer. So for people who are using Windows, should select this link. People who are using a Mac computer should select this link. Don't do this right now, you can do it later. All that you have to do is, you just have to click on the link based on your operating system. An exe file will be downloaded on your system. You just have to run that exe file, setup file, and it's gonna install the data loader on your computer. Got it? Once you have the data loader on your computer, your data loader will appear into your program menu. It looks something like this. See, I have a program called data loader. Just open it. Once it is installed, you will be able to open the data loader, and after opening it, it would look something like this. This is how your data loader looks. Alright, okay. Now to start using data loader, you have to first thing you have to log in into data loader. Installation is done. Now you just have to log in into the data loader. To log in into data loader, you need two things. You need your Salesforce login credentials, and you need a security token. You need your Salesforce login credentials, which are your normal username and password, and you need a security token. What is a security token? Security token is a system generated password, not password, a token basically, alphanumeric key, system generated key, okay, which you will need to use while logging into data loader. Okay, now how would you generate the security token for yourself? It's very easy. All that you have to do is you have to go to my settings. Under my settings you should go to personal. Under that you should click on reset my security token. Okay, and you should click on reset security token. The moment you just click on this, it's gonna create a security token and send it to your email ID. Okay, you just click on this button and it's gonna create the security token, send it to your email ID. Hema, I think you have received the email with the security token. Can you forward me the email, or can you copy paste the security token in the chat window so that I can use it for logging into the data loader? So that's it. All that you need to do is you just need to go ahead and generate your security token. Login ID password you anyhow know. Security token you just will generate from here, and then you will start accessing the data loader. Now go back to the data loader. Whatever operation you want to do, as I told you, these are the operations which you can do. You want to do insert, update, upsert, delete, export, depending on what you want to do, you just click on that particular button. Let's say I want to insert records. Then I should click on insert, and then I should enter my username and password. Alright. So let me just receive the security token and log into it. Hema, have you got the security token? Are you sharing it? Okay, so this is how it's gonna look. This is how your security token looks. Okay, It's going to be a long alphanumeric key. Okay. Now to log in into your data loader, all that you have to do is you have two fields here, right? When you click on insert, it asks you for the username and password. In the password field, you have to, in the username, you will just enter your username, the one that you use for Salesforce. In the password, you will have to put your password plus security token. So if your username is g@abc.com and if your password is pwd1, then in the password section you have to combine the security token with the password. So which means right after the password you have to paste the security token. So this entire thing should be entered into the password field. Alright, then only it will accept. Okay, so let me just log in into it. Here I would need your password also. Okay, so this is the login name and it is the password and here is the security token. Okay, sorry. Right after the password, paste the security token. Try to log in. Did you take the correct security token? Just go and check your security token once again.
You copied the password also.
Sorry, what did I copy?
Remove prefix from the
Okay. I copied from here. Oh, sorry. I should have copied from here. Okay, give me one more moment. Let me. Seems to be connecting. Yes, got connected. So you're logged in into the data loader. So now you are on data loader and you are ready to start importing your data or whatever the operation you want to do. You are good to go ahead with that. Now what is the other thing that we need? We needed this software to perform the operation which we have already installed and we have logged in into it. Right? So that part is taken care of. Apart from that, what do I need? I need the list of records which need to be inserted into the system. Right? So I need those records. So this list of records which need to be inserted, they have to be in CSV format. Salesforce data loader only supports CSV format. Okay, so you'll have to put all these records in a CSV format file, and you'll have to start the upload operation. Right? Let me see if I have a dummy file for upload. Give me a moment. Let me fetch some dummy file which we can upload. Right. So here we have a dummy set of records. So I'm just going to work with this. So we have some accounts here. We have the names of the accounts, phone numbers, websites, and the street, city, and all this information. Right. So the file is ready, so basically what you'll have to do, whatever data you have right now, I just have 10 records here. You can have, 1000 records, doesn't matter. So you just put all the data in your Excel spreadsheet. In Excel spreadsheet, it will be in the form of a table. So you will have all the records listed here. You don't have to worry about the header names. You can give any header name, doesn't make a difference. Just make sure that you understand at least. Instead of phone number, don't put a website. But instead of phone, if you just want to call it phone or phone number, or you want to call it a mobile, doesn't make that much of a difference. Okay. So that's it. So put the data into an Excel spreadsheet and save it in CSV format. From Excel spreadsheet, you can save it in a CSV format. So all that you have to do is you just have to go to Save As, and format should be CSV comma delimited. So that has to be the format. Give a name to the file and save it. That's it. So that's how simple it is to create or prepare the file for the upload. So now your file is ready for the upload. It has these fields which need to be uploaded into the system. Now just go back to the data loader. On the data loader, all that you have to do is you just have to select So on the data loader, all that you have to do is, first of all, you'll have to select in which object you want to put the data. So mine is account, right? So I'll select account. Then click on browse. Select the file that you saved, the CSV file. So this is the file that we created, import file 4th March. Open the file. Go to next. So it's just a matter of a few clicks. So it's something which you can read and understand on your own as well. So it says that initialization succeeded and your operation will have 10 records. So I'm pretty okay with those 10 records. Go ahead. And then you have the option of creating or editing a map. What does that mean? That means that you can click on this and map the fields. Okay. What is mapping the field? Remember I told you that you don't have to worry about the header names, right? Now there is a possibility, because I'm not, specifying the exact field names in the CSV file. There can be situations, or there can be chances that the field name here and the field name on my Salesforce database object may be different. Like something which I'm calling a phone here might be a mobile in Salesforce, right? So I have to map the fields, that this column data goes into this field. So that mapping needs to be done. So these are all the fields in my CSV file. When I say click edit map, create or edit map, it takes me to the screen where I have all the Salesforce fields listed at the top and your CSV files fields listed at the bottom, right? So if you see here, match the Salesforce fields to your columns. So these are the Salesforce fields and these are your columns. You just have to do the mapping. So first is city. So I'll map it with the billing city. See, here it is called city, here it's called billing city. So you just have to drag and put it here. Country, I'll put it here. Name, this is going to be the name. Phone number. Before you start mapping manually, you can also try auto match. So some fields which are exactly same, they will be auto matched. automatically matched. Let me say for postal code. Sorry. Opens. Okay. So once the mapping is done, then we just go ahead and click on the directory part. Sorry, then we come into the step where we have to select the directory. What is selecting a directory? Selecting a directory here basically means a directory where you would want the log files to be stored. When this operation happens, you will this operation will return two log files. One will be a success log, one will be an error log. So what is that success log and error log? Out of whatever data we are trying to import, there can be some successful insert and there can be some failures. Some records might not have the correct value, they might have some validation rule issue or something like that. So for that reason, some records will fail and they will not get inserted. So the ones which do not get inserted are returned as the error file. The ones which get inserted successfully are returned as the success file. If you don't get the success and error log, then what will happen? It will be difficult for you to figure out which records got inserted and which ones did not get inserted, right? So for that reason, it provides you with the log files. So all that you have to do is you just have to select that where do you want to store the log files. So just pick a location where you want to store the log files and click on finish. You have chosen to insert new records. Do you want to proceed? Yes. And it will proceed the records. The operation has fully completed. There were 10 successful inserts and 0 errors. So in this case, we do not have any error. You can click on view success. These are the records which were inserted. And you can click on view errors. So no records to be shown in error. Plus the log files are also available. So this is just a viewer on the data loader itself. But apart from this also, you also have an option of viewing the files in the view success and error log. Okay. So that's how it is. That's how it looks. Inserting the records. Now, if you go to the success part, you would see that it has created the records. These are the records which got inserted. And out of all these records which got inserted, if you scroll down towards the left, all these fields we specified. They were there in our CSV file, name, phone, website, all these things were there, right? But ID field was not there. Do you notice this? I never defined an ID field, but it still has returned us the IDs of the records, right? So basically, when a new record is created in Salesforce, ID is generated. Okay. So whenever a new record is created in Salesforce, there is an ID generated in Salesforce, which is the unique identifier for that record within Salesforce. Like when you join a company, they generate an employee ID for you, right? Which is your unique identifier in the company. The same way, when a record gets into the system, earlier there was no ID. The moment the record gets registered or it gets committed into the database, an ID is generated for the record, and that ID is basically the unique identifier for that particular record. Got it? So that's how it works. So in the success or error log file, if you open the success or error log file, now let me open the success file. In error file we don't have anything. Uh, Success file will be, yeah, this one, right? How will you understand? By the today's date, basically. So this is today's date, success file. Okay. So these are the IDs of the records which just got created. Alright. So anytime you want to refer to that record, you can actually refer to the ID. When you manually also create a record, the ID is generated. When you click on a certain account record, you open any record, every record has an ID. Where do we see the ID? I'll show it to you. Click on any record. In the URL, if you look after salesforce.com/ there is an ID. This is the ID. This is the unique identifier for this particular record, account and finance personnel. Got it? Or if you manually also create a record, ID is generated. See, I just created the record, it generated this ID for this record. Correct? So every record will basically have an ID. Alright. So that's how we do the insert process. So if I have a list of records which need to be inserted, this is how I can insert it. Okay. Now, if I want to update the records in bulk, insert is pretty simple. So you just put the data into an Excel spreadsheet, put it in a CSV, just go to the data loader and start doing the process. Right. Now, what if I want to do the update of records? Updating record is slightly different from insert. In updating records, first of all, you need to give a reference to the record which you want to update, and then you have to give the information what needs to be updated. When I say update record, I should have a reference field in the CSV file, which should have the identifier of the record. Correct? So whenever you're preparing a file for update, that should always have the ID of the record. For example, let me go with the same example that we just did. You just created the records and you feel that the country is USA, instead it should be United States. Okay, so for all these records I want to make it United States. Now you have a choice of doing it manually, but as I said again, manually is going to take a lot of time, so we are going to do a bulk update here. I'll create another file for update, and for updating the record I only need the ID and I need the country field. That's it. I don't need other things. Okay, so ID will specify which record you want to update, and the field which you want to update, you should have that field also in the file with the updated value. So I want to make it United States. Okay, and I just want to go ahead and update all these records with this value. Okay, let's say I want to update phone number also. Let's say it's the updated phone number. So whatever fields you want to update, basically you should have those fields, and you have to make sure that you are supplying the IDs of the records which need to be updated. Otherwise it will not be able to figure out which records you want to update. Again, the same process, you just have to, once your file is ready with what needs to be updated and the IDs, reference IDs, you are good to go ahead and save it in a CSV format. Okay, I will call it update file for March. Okay. Now, once we have done that, once our file is ready for update, all that you need to do is you just need to go to update. Same process. There's nothing which changes actually. The same process. Just that Instead of using the insert button, you have used update button here. You want to update account records, that's fine. Click on browse, select your update file, go to next. Your operation will have 10 records. Click on OK. Create or edit map. This time it's simple. I just have 3 fields. ID and phone got mapped automatically. Billing country has got updated, got mapped. Click on OK. Go to next. Select the directory for success and error logs. Click on finish. Processing processed complete. There were 10 successful updates. So all your records have been updated. If you see, the country has got updated to United States and the phone number has got updated to this number. Want to go and check in Salesforce. This week. These are the records that we just created. See, the phone number has got updated as per the changes that we did. If you want to see the country also, you can see that. See. Okay. So that's how an update operation will go. So in update, you have to have the ID field. While you are creating a new record, you did not meet the ID field because it did not require any reference number. In update record, you always have to have the ID field. Now, the most simple thing that we do, deleting records. Here you don't have to worry about anything because you are actually not going to create records, you are not going to update records. You just have to delete records. Okay, so when you're trying to delete records in bulk, all that you need to keep in mind is that you need to supply the reference IDs of the records which need to be deleted. Okay, so, and nothing else. So if you're preparing a file for deleting multiple records, that file should only have one column, one single column, the IDs. That's it. You don't need anything else. So what we are going to do here is we are going to, let's say all the 10 records which I created, I just want to delete all of them now. So what do I need to do? I just need to create a new file and have all the IDs in the file. That's it. So delete file is pretty simple, very simple. You just have to have one column. That's it. And save it in CSV format. Delete file. Click on save. Okay. So now your delete file is ready. You just want to go ahead and delete all these records, the ones that we just created. So this time select the delete operation on the data loader. Go to your data loader, select delete. I want to delete accounts, browse the file. This is the file. Open it, go to next. It will contain 10 records, that's fine. Create or edit map. Here, for mapping fields from Salesforce, you just have one field available, so there is no problem at all. There's only one field, so that's fine. Click on OK, go to next, and then click on finish. Do you want to delete? Yes. Okay. It gives a warning, the number of records allowed in your recycle bin is limited, so I'll come to this concept. For now, just click on this. And it has successfully deleted all the records. Okay, after deleting also it will give you a success and error log. The records which were successfully deleted and the ones which could not be deleted. So there can be some issue with some records which cannot be deleted. So it gives you the success and error log after the delete operation as well. You can click on view success. All these records have got deleted. Now, what happens to a record when it gets deleted? Does it get permanently deleted from Salesforce, or it's something which actually goes and stays in some recycle bin kind of a thing? In Salesforce, you have a recycle bin. So anytime you perform a delete operation from data loader, or you do a normal delete from here, the data goes into a recycle bin. Okay. So if you click on the recycle bin here, you can see it on the home page. On the home tab, you will see the recycle bin. If you click on recycle bin, you will see all the records which we just deleted. So these are the records which just got deleted. Okay. So all the records are available here. If you want to restore the records, you can select all these records, or if you just want to restore a few of them, you can select those records and you can undelete them. So you have that option. Select the records and say undelete. That's it. Now again the records got restored into the system. Okay. Apart from undelete, other options that you have are empty your recycle bin or empty your organization's recycle bin. Emptying recycle bin means deleting the records from recycle bin also. Permanent delete. Alright. So since you have the profile of a system administrator, you have both the options. You can empty your recycle bin, at the same time you can clear the recycle bin of the entire organization. Right. Other people will just have the option of empty your recycle bin, so that they can only permanently delete their own records. But a system administrator has this option as well. Right, so this is how the delete thing works. So whenever someone actually goes and deletes the records are not permanently deleted whenever you are trying to perform an operation. The operation usually deletes the record from the main table, but it puts it into the recycle bin. Okay, and then you have the choice, in case you by mistake have deleted some records, then you have the choice to go back and restore it. Right, so that's how the delete operation works.